Don't compare yourself to others. And don't compare
Romans
myself
12
to
verse 6.
others.
In His grace, God has given us different gifts for doing certain things well. So if God has given you the ability to prophesy, speak out with as much faith as God has given you.
God's gracious ability in us is diverse, depending on the person using the gift. We may be graced with the same gift, but we won't operate with the same degree of accuracy and activeness. The point here is, don't compare yourself to others, and don't compare myself to others. So sometimes at the back there's some sensation.
Exactly, man of
The
God.
itchiness. So you pray, you don't want them to come out and start disturbing your life. Are you listening?
Yes, man of God, exactly.
For how long?
In 2019, I was even hospitalized. I was in ICU for 7 days due to that. Man of God, we say, kibalidi sensation, kamo morago, and then I confirm it to be true.
Sometimes at the back there's some sensation.
Exactly, man of God.
The itchiness. So you pray, you don't want them to come out and start disturbing your life. Are you listening?
In 2019, I was even hospitalized. After ke belly sensational, so ke tla be ke ngwapa, from go ngwapa go tla developa ntho e ka reng di-blase, from di-blase ke ntho in such a way that the doctor at the hospital bana ba batla gore ke re ke tšhisitswe wa res ke re mo bona, I don't know what is happening. Dintho tsena di a ntlhaga fela, di tla tlhaga di nyamele, di tla tlhaga, but then they were worse in such a way that I ended up being hospitalized, and my immune system was even very low due to that. Maqeba a kapo these wounds di tla tlhaga mo morago mo, and then as man of God I mentioned, like ke na le that heat sensation immediately ha ke ngwapa e se le pace, and the following day is a linto, and the following day is a blast, and this blast ha e ka wela mo side le nngwe e ba another pace ronto. Immediately after I that heat sensation, and then hiking wapa ebebanto. And as man of God and I prophesied 2 days ago, ki ukule that heat sensation, and haki uko obviously ke bali a fear. This is going to happen again. This is going to happen. I've been living like this, like that. Kenale a fear. Now and then it will come and go. It will come and go.
I'm seeing something with your colon. What is happening? Where the passage, where food pass, the colon, you know colon?
We heard the man of God saying that he's seeing that there's a problem in his colon. The man of God is stepping on those affected areas. That is specifically on his left and right side.
What the man of God has said to me, prophesied to me, that he sees the problem of a colon. I hereby want to confirm that indeed I've been having this problem for some time.
I'm seeing something with your colon. What is happening? Where the passage, where food pass, the colon, you know colon?
It is very true. Somewhere in 2007, I had to go to the hospital in my weekend called Victoria Hospital for an operation. They were saying it is an ulcer. I had a problem of ulcer, but even after that operation, the pain continued, and I was also referred to Johannesburg in Garden City in 2008. It means two successive years. I've been suffering. I went for 2 operations for this, but the pain continues. I can show you, colleagues, the The operation starts here. From here goes like this. I was also like there's an opening somewhere here also.
1 Corinthians 12 verse 7. A spiritual gift is given to each of us so we can help each other. To one person, the Spirit gives the ability to give wise advice. To another, the same Spirit gives a message of special knowledge, and to another, the ability to prophesy.
Daddy, you see I step on that leg, under there, there's traces of septic cancer. I listen, something that would start as a boil and it will lead to cancer. Put your life in order. Are you listening?
Yes, I'm listening.
So the issue of smoking, all those things, you put them aside. Are you listening? So this will be the repercussion if you don't stop.
Motlanka modimo o magaditse. O ga ketletswe ke makalo cause na bothata ba ka ne ke ngotse ba hore ke kopa ho tloela cigarette. Empa yena ha ya sheba pampiri eo. On rapelletse fela ene aya straight mo bothateng ba ka ho.
Daddy, you see I step on that leg, under there, there's traces of septic cancer. Are you listening? Something that would start as a boil and it will lead to cancer. Put your life in order. Are you listening?
Yes, I'm listening.
So the issue of smoking, all those things, you put them aside. Are you listening? So this will be the repercussion if you don't stop.
Bopati ba se pastor se buileng kore nka le bontsha hore na se sa buang ka sona se teng na mmeleng wa ka. O buile ka cancer and which is non-exaggerated or ke cancer le di doctor ha dia bona ke cancer. But yena o bone hore na motho ona ha hantle.
You pray against spirit of bedwetting. Are you listening?
Last year, April, I made an operation for a hysterectomy when my womb was removed. They suspected it was cancer, a cervical cancer. So from April up to August, I was wetting my bed.
You pray against spirit of bedwetting. Are you listening?
Every time when I sleep, I'd wake up wet. The bed would be wet in such a way that I'll even use a bucket next to me, so I'll always wake up wet. So I couldn't control myself. Because it was after the operation, so I thought maybe I'm developing some other things until when it stopped in August. Then recently, after I buried my mother, now in March, before March, it started a bit again, this bedwetting, in such a way that even my daughter used to bedwet as well. Every time when she's sleeping, I would wake up, the bed will be wet. Even recently, I think it was January, when she came from school, she came back wet and even with poo. It did affect me because I thought that my child is not growing fully or there's something wrong, but I wouldn't say I'm going to take her to a doctor, so I continue to just pray for her.
The gift of words of wisdom and knowledge is always not easily to distinguish between them. Wisdom consists of all heavenly, gracious, efficacious thoughts of God embodied in Christ for the enlightenment of our soul. Ability to use this wisdom is the best and highest spiritual gift.
Look at me. What is happening there? You see where I'm holding myself? I said, what is happening there? They put a pipe.
Yes.
For how long?
A week or 2 weeks.
And you write breakthrough.
From ke nnete hobane ntho ena ya ka ke ne ke patile ne tswa ke nna ke le mong.
Look at me. What is happening there? You see where I'm holding myself? I said, what is happening there? They put a pipe.
Yes.
For how long?
A week or 2 weeks. Hi, iqale pele ka Mtshitshi. Se tla khone tshwara Mtshitshi go telele. Ha ya pele ba re no ke blockage ya spams. Ha ke khone o spam ha ke khone root. E ba ntho tse pedi. Then kamera mo ke mathile dingaka tse ngata, and then ba rona ka di 20 tsa June ya go bana specialist sa di private part go pele no. Ka letson la ka ke lengolo le confirma bothata bo ke nang le bona ka private party yaka le ka ga mkotla man of God ha le tsebe heso ke le patile ke nna tsa ba ke le mo ka ga mkotla.
So there's never a healer like Jesus. He has never said there will never be healing. He says, in my name, they will cast out demons. In my name, they will lay hands on the sick and they shall recover. In my name, they will speak a new tongue. In my name, they will take deadly poison. It will not harm them. They will pick up snake and scorpion, will not harm them. So I'm here to tell you that Jesus is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Whatever chain that is holding you, be broken in the name of Jesus. Chain of your past, family curse, generational curses, be broken in the name of Jesus.
He said that the cancer was generational.
Whatever chain that is holding you, be broken in the name of Jesus. Chain of your past, family curse, generational curses, be broken in the name of Jesus.
And I can at least confirm that, yes, my mother had cancer, her sister had cancer, her brother had cancer. So I can't go any further back generationally than that. But it's certainly true of my mother's line, yes.
It is the one and only Spirit who distributes all these gifts. He alone decides which gift each person should have.
You live a life that is far ahead of you.
Yes, man of God.
Are you listening?
Yes, man of God.
And you hurt many people.
It's too much, man.
You hurt many people.
It's too much.
Everybody is feeling for you here because they go by eyesight.
Yes, man of God.
They feel for you. If they know what you did, the people cry in the township, in the location cry, they will begin to say, no, I think it's fine that you need to come to church at least for 1 year. You get the Bible, this, humble.
Yes, man of God.
Your life, you live a 10-time life, your age.
Yes, it's true, man of
God. Your age.
Yes, man of God. Yes, I agree, man.
You're supposed to be in prison by now.
Yes, I agree, man of God.
Because many of your colleagues, some died, are buried, some are
in prison.
In prison, huh?
In prison, man of God.
So I want to see you, my brother.
Yes.
I'm just revealing all these things to show that the Spirit of God knows you.
Yes,
people feel you are on a wheelchair, this is punishment. But for God to bring you here is salvation.
The man of God is a more
you live a life that is far ahead of you.
Yes, man of God.
Are you listening?
Yes, man of God.
And you hurt many people.
It's too much, man.
You hurt many people.
Okay, this problem started when I was at primary. I think I was doing my standard 5 or standard 6. When I was doing standard 5, I was mugging people. I was robbing people of their belongings. Until I went to the high school, I was still robbing people of their belongings. And then from high school, things changed. I started stealing cars. And then I was arrested. And by the time when I was arrested, I was about 17 years old, 17 years or 16 years old. 17 years old, yeah, because it was 1998. I was still a juvenile. And then after that, I started robbing cars. I started robbing cars, and then after I started robbing cars, I was arrested again for shoplifting. But the case was struck out of roll because of the witness did not attend the case. One of my friends, he's in prison, and he's been in prison now. I think it's about 6 years now. He's still on waiting trial. Another friend of mine died Thursday. He was shot Thursday, and I lost, I think, about 6 or 7 friends that I've lost that are dead.
Your gift is what God will use to help others, to bless others, to rescue others. My gift is not really mine in the real sense. It has only been entrusted to me for the sake of others.